What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Life's a Dance podcast. I am your enthusiastic host, Trey Culotta. Woo, 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 woo. For those of you who are new to the show, welcome. I appreciate you taking the time to press play and join me on my personal journey to figuring out who the hell I am, why I'm here, what I'm doing here, and how to be my most authentic self. If you are a returning listener, thank you for supporting me, and I appreciate you, plain and simple. So, what are we talking about today? We are talking about why embracing your crazy is good for your mental health. Because I know a lot of you out there feel a little bit crazy or weird or different from the rest of the pack, and that's okay. So I'm going to share some personal examples of how I have worked through this myself. And then hopefully by the end, you are going to find it a lot easier to embrace your own crazy and feel inspired to just be who the hell you are. Because it is very liberating. So let's dive in, baby. So I'm going to start off with some personal examples of how my personal journey through this process, because I did not really embrace like all the weird, quirky things about my personality, I think, until I was like maybe in my mid-30s. And I don't necessarily want that for everybody else. And I don't know if it's just because as you get older, you care less and less about trying to look cool or appear a certain way in front of others. At least some of us are that way. I'm that way now that I'm 40, almost 3. But, you know, it's a painstaking, or at least it was for me, a painstaking process to get to where I'm at now. Because when I was in high school, I don't even know if it was necessarily that I felt weird. I mean, I definitely felt different. I felt kind of alone. We've talked about this, you know, my past trauma, being an only child and, you know, dealing with a mom who had mental disorders and all that fun stuff. So off the bat, I mean, the foundation was shaky as it was. But, I mean, through it all, I managed to, you know, find a little niche for myself and a group of friends, and that weren't necessarily the best influences on me. But be that as it may, I think my first battle with this was specifically with a thing called, I like to call it, you're cute. So when I was younger, everybody would always tell me, because I'm a tiny person, I barely clear 5 feet. Depends on what shoes I'm wearing that day. Everybody would be like, "Oh, Trey, you're so cute. You're so cute. Oh, look, little Trey cool, little Tracy, little. You're so cute. You're so cute." So it like gave me a complex. Like, I don't want to be cute. I don't feel small. I feel big. Maybe it's because I have a big personality. I don't know. But I never felt, and I still don't feel as small as people say I am. I don't realize it until I see myself in pictures. But I fucking hated it. Plain and simple. I didn't want to be cute. I wanted to be sexy. I wanted to be cool. I did not want to be, you know, little bunny foo-foo hopping through the forest, you know, cottontail cute. Then let's, you know, move forward. So, you know, I also during this time, and I mean throughout my whole life, really, I've always been really smart. But for some reason in high school and probably even into college, like I would downplay how smart I was because I didn't want anybody to think that I was a nerd. Like I kind of kept it quiet. I just was more concerned about being cool and appearing cool than I was about, you know, I just didn't want to come off as a nerd. And my dad always used to say to me, smart is sexier than stupid any day of the week. And I never really understood that saying until I got older. Because at the end of the day, a guy definitely at some point wants to have an intelligent conversation with the person that he's going to be with for the rest of his life. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt or for what it's worth. So then from there, let's move on to college. So fun fact about your girl Trey is that my nickname in college was Crazy Tracy. And I wore that name with a badge of honor because I was drinking booze like I was Frank the Tank from Old School. I mean, I could put it away. I was, I guess, the queen of the keg stand. I could annihilate people drinking beer upside down. So let's talk about lifelong skills here for a minute. Check. Oh my God. Like when I think back to those days, it's like, okay, I was okay with being called Crazy Tracy, but I wasn't okay with being called cute. Whatever. You know, this is the human mind at work, guys. It's just a tangled friggin' mess. So it wasn't until I figured out that, you know, polluting my body with booze like a 20-year-old frat boy was no good for me. And coming to the conclusion of embracing the fact that, you know what? One day I had an epiphany. I was like, yes, I'm cute. Yes, I'm smart. And yes, I am different and I am weird. That I finally felt like myself. Like, why not embrace the fact that you're cute? Who fucking cares? Because it's facts. Like, I'm cute, okay? And now now that I fully embrace my super cuteness, I can like radiate that out and expand upon it and magnify my cuteness even more. Same thing with my intelligence. Like now I embrace the fact and I wear the fact that I am a nerd like a badge of honor. Okay? I have traded in Crazy Tracy for nerdy, cute Tracy. And it is like a weight lifted off of my spirit ever since I did that, which was, I mean, probably 7 or 8 years ago. Because what happens when you don't embrace these things? Not embracing your crazy, not embracing your weird or your uniqueness is where anxiety, depression, and things like paranoia can come from. Because at the end of the day, too many of us are so worried about what the outside world thinks and how we appear to the outside. And I'm here to tell you that the outside world isn't going to be there sitting by your deathbed. You get one life, and for all intents and purposes, it's not that fucking long. So you cannot waste your time not embracing who it is you are, really, truly inside, and letting that person be the free spirit that they were meant to be. Because you were put here by the Creator for a purpose. And if you are stifling that and stifling who you are and desperately trying to be somebody that you're not, it's going to be a bumpy road to the end, to the very end. It's going to be tough and it's not going to be very fun. You're going to be miserable. And that, again, is not why we were put here. We were put here to embrace our differences. And thank God we live in a time now where people are more open-minded and accepting of everyone's uniqueness. Because it didn't always used to be like that. I mean, I think back to even when my parents were growing up, like if somebody, came out and said they were gay, forget it. People from their generation had to keep that secret inside until they were probably in their, 40s or 50s. So if there's ever a time to embrace how weird you are and how unique you are or how crazy you are, the time is now. It is now. We are living in the best possible time to be embracing this shit. And you want to know something else? All the great figures in history were considered crazy by someone. Every single one. Just think about it. Albert Einstein, Galileo, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, just think about all the people in history. History favors the bold. And by bold, I don't mean necessarily extroverted, right? There are a lot of great people in history who were introverted, but they were all considered to be insane at one point or another. And then they end up in the history books because they prove everybody that, hey, you know what? I was onto something. They embraced their weird. They embraced their crazy. They embraced their ideals and their vision. And that's what I want for you. Because I know for me personally, the minute I did that, the minute I had an epiphany and it started with that stupid "you're cute" thing. That's how dumb it was. I was like obsessed about it. And then the minute I was like, you know what? Trey, you are cute. You are really fucking cute. So why don't you use that to your advantage? Like, why do you hate that part of yourself? It's actually kind of awesome. So anyway, I digress. Embrace your weird. Embrace your crazy. Because you're not going to live your best life if you don't. And I want you to be free. I want you to be putting out those good vibrations as much as possible. Because again, I'm going to harp on this. I might just start ending the podcast on this every time. When you are successful, when you are joyous, when you are prosperous, you inspire those same things in others. Just like lighting a candle. Your flame has the ability to light another flame. And there's no better feeling than that. Besides lighting your own. Just saying. Just saying. From personal experience. I know. All right, kids. Till next time. I love you all. If you got anything out of this, please, please, please like, share, subscribe. You know, whatever you're feeling up to today. Only takes a second. You know, for your growth's sake. Please. Wink, wink. But yeah, till next time. Let's get inside.